Let's talk about hard drives. You see, a lot of people have asked me, they've asked me what the deal is with my hard drive setup. What is each of those drives actually used for, and why do you need so many drives, and why do you need so much storage space? Well, let me answer the second question first. Why do I have so many drives? It's simply a fact of the matter that it's my organizational system. Instead of having folders on maybe 2 or 3 4 terabyte drives, for just an example here, I have got 10 hard drives at the bank here. There are 2 that aren't plugged in right now. So you can see there are 8 drives that are showing up. I'm not including these 2 here. Those are remote drives on different systems. But 8 drives are showing up here. There are 10 drives in total, and they're all used for something different. You can see, just by looking at these things here, we've got one that stores ISO images, we've got one that stores videos, so on and so forth. Why do I need so much storage space? And the answer is, it's changing needs, and because I don't really delete anything. The only things that I ever really delete are the raw videos from this camcorder, because they pile up pretty quickly, and I've got, if I kept the raw video files from this camcorder, or from any of my camcorders, there would be absolutely no way that any of this would even fit on a 2 terabyte drive. So, way back when I first started with YouTube, that drive's that's sitting over there right now. And I kid you not, let me turn on the Linux here in just a bit so we can see that a little bit better. That drive right there was actually my main secondary storage drive. I was using it in addition to a 250 gigabyte, originally, Toshiba drive that was internal to the Toshiba laptop I was using at the time. I remember when I got that, and I thought that I would never fill that up. Of course, it's no longer being used. The drive that's taken its place is the one that's right there. Same size and everything, but still. Now, I'm filling up 2 terabyte drives, and in fact, I even go even further back than that. I remember when I got a 120 megabyte hard drive, way back in the early 2000s, and I thought I would never fill that up either. And to couple that, I got a 1.6 gigabyte drive added to that system not too much later on, and again, I thought I'd never fill up that storage space. But the simple fact of the matter is, back then, I barely even used the internet. I had an internet connection got that in 2002, but it was 14.4 kilobits per second, so I rarely ever used it because it was just really slow. And there wasn't really much on the internet that really was really useful to me, because at the time, I was not a computer collector or computer aficionado. Really wasn't interested in radio or any of the real stuff that I'm interested in now. So I had no real reason to have much of the internet at that particular time. And back when I was using that drive as my primary means of storage for YouTube videos and things, this was the camera that I was using to record all of my videos. And it wasn't just that, it was also a webcam, QVGA webcam, nothing real high-end, and MS Paint, and Windows Movie Maker. That was it. Now, I have got this, which is a 1080p it's capable of recording 1080p. I've got this camera, which is capable of recording 1080p, and also 1080p 60 FPS. I've got that camcorder, and there's another one that I think is sitting over here. It's plugged in right now. That's capable of 720p. They're all high definition. They don't make small files. And so if we take a look here, I'm going to go into, let's go into here and take a look at just some random file here. You can see some of these are gigabyte, like this right here. That's a 4.4 gig file. All my computers, 41 minutes long. See, my YouTube videos have also gotten a lot longer, which is something I'd like to tone a little bit back on. 6.6 gigabytes. Emergency hard drive swap. That's an hour long. How old is that? That's from 2013. That's from back when I first got that camcorder over there. So that's really old. Again, I'd like to tone back on the length of the videos that I'm creating. 4.5 gigabytes, cleaning up some junk, 45 minutes long. So, 6.2. That is an hour long. Compact hard drive swap and Windows 7 install. You know, some of these videos are long, and they're huge. Holy crap, that's 15 gigabytes. Drive OS. Wow, it's only 37 minutes long. Okay. Not sure why that one's so huge. What is the bitrate on this? It's probably because it's a higher bitrate file. It's MPEG. Let's see. Yeah, 50,000 kilobits per second. And 384 audio. That's kind of high. I really don't like doing them that high. Let's see, what else have I... Scroll over there, dang it. What else have I got here? 2.4. It's 5 minutes long. Some of these files are ginormous. It's... You can see like a change in needs. Do I have anything else that's really huge? I don't think I've got any... Well, there's one that's 5. Got some more free junk, 47 minutes long. There's one that's 4.7. T42. I think that's when I first got the T42. 4627. What else have I got in here? 6.3. G3 350 hard drive upgrade. You see, a lot of these are going way back to the, like, really early days of my... Or they're not all the really early days. These are later videos. But if we take a look at, I don't know, an earlier video, sort these by date, and that's going to take forever. So I guess we're going to have to sit here and wait for that to actually sort by date. Forget it. Not worth my time. Let's see if I can find one from, I don't know, 2010. This one, Windows Media Video. It's 129 megabytes. This thing. This is actually a newer video, 10 seconds long, 2.4 megabyte, 94 megabytes. Let's see if I can find something that's old here. This is from when, like, near when I first started, 8.6 megabytes. So you can see that as time has gone on, I have simply just, you know, the needs have evolved. And I've started to make longer YouTube videos, started to make high-definition YouTube videos, and, you know, the needs for certain things have just increased. It's not much that I can control. So that's the reason why I use all this, I need all this space, and that's the reason why I've got more than one hard drive. Whew. Wow, that was a lot longer than I wanted to take on that particular subject. But now, let's talk about these drives, since people have asked, you know, what are they, and what do I think of them, and all this other whatchamahooey. This drive right here, the system drive, is a 128 gigabyte ADATA SSD. I think it's an SX900. It's a really nice drive. Works really well. And considering I was able to get it for, I think I paid maybe $80 for it, it's pretty darn good. This drive here is not the usual drive. It's actually in there temporarily, which is why it says spare, while I get my 750 gig drive Caviar Black replaced by Western Digital for the second time. But what's in there right now is a 500 gig Western Digital Caviar Blue. Again, nice drive, not real high performance. The black drive is high performance, but it works for what it is. The system is limited to a SATA 3 gigabit per second anyways, so it's not going to be able to take full advantage of any of these drives. Or either of these drives, sorry, because they're both SATA 6 gig, but they're not going to work, because this is limited to SATA 3 gig, of course. Right here, we've got the ISO media drive that is actually in the enclosure with the green LED down there. It's a Caviar Blue 500 gig drive, one of my first drives. And that one I think I bought, that specific drive, I think I bought for the compact that is sitting over there, but then I replaced that with some other drive and just put it into this because I could use it for this. Beside it, we've got a 1 terabyte Toshiba Canvio, which is that drive that's sitting right there. Runs just fine, stores VHDs. Nice performance drive. It's USB 3. Again, the system won't be able to take advantage of this. It's a portable drive. The reason why I'm using a portable drive and not a desktop drive like this one is because I want to cut back on the number of power bricks that I have to plug into the wall. portable drives don't need external power bricks in order to run. The downside of this is that you can't have... I don't think they make a 4 terabyte portable drive, so there's not much I can do there. I'd also like... Ideally, I'd like to use enclosures and build my own drives, so that way I can upgrade them easily. But the simple fact of the matter is once you get above 500 gigabytes, it is cheaper to buy the all-in-one solution than it is to buy an enclosure and an external drive, or an internal drive. This right here, the website stuff, is actually that. It's sitting in that Nexstar, what is that? That's a Nexstar 6, I believe is what they call that. A USB 3.0 enclosure. Again, the system won't be able to take advantage of it, but it was cheap. The drive is also cheap. It's a refurbished Western Digital Velociraptor. Overkill to the max for this kind of thing, and this enclosure runs really hot, especially when the drive is being used to do stuff. And in the summertime, it runs really hot. But it works. It was really cheap, and I will use it to store all of my website stuff because I don't really need a lot of storage for that. I could get away just fine with using an 80 gig drive for that, but this was actually cheaper. I bought this for the compact initially, but it won't fit in the compact, so I had to find a use for it, and this happened to be the use. This big drive bank here is a Seagate. It's in this enclosure here. Seagate ST2000DM001. Use it to store all of my YouTube stuff. Ordinarily, I would not recommend buying a Seagate hard drive because they have been nothing but trouble for me. Some people have had no problems with them at all. And that's fine. Everybody's got their own opinions as to what you should buy. But me personally, for my own personal use, I would probably not buy... In fact, I would have bought a Western Digital Caviar Black drive. That's what I wanted. But they were a little bit too expensive, and this was on sale at the time, and it's better than the WD Green drives. So I picked that up, and it's been rock solid reliable. It's one of the very few Seagate hard drives I've ever had that's never given me a problem. This, my passport drive here, 500 gigabyte, that's the black, that's this thing right here. I use that to store all of my downloaded YouTube videos and also my low-end radio archives. See, it's also getting pretty full. I might have to buy and upgrade that to a 1 terabyte. I'm hoping that I don't have to do that, because again, it's an all-in-one solution. But, either way, the last drive that's here is actually another Seagate. It's in that enclosure with the blue LED up there. The LED is a Vantec. It's an Nexstar TX, I believe is the model number on that. The one on the top is an SIIG. Not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. They're both really decent, although I like the Vantecs a lot more because they seem to be built a little bit better. And they're all metal as opposed to this, which is also mostly plastic. It's just got aluminum covers on it to help dissipate heat. But that I use to store just random junk. If we take a look here, you can see I've got files from my old phone. I've got stuff from that micro SD card. I've got, you know, backups from a 4 gig USB drive for some reason. Stuff to sort through, lots of photographs, various things. You know, all the usual stuff. Just random, nothing special about it. The other 2 drives are 2 terabytes. The one back there that you see is a Toshiba. It's basically the same thing as this drive, except it's 2 terabytes in size. It's a little bit thicker, too. Use that to store backups of the video drive and this as well. And I also use it to store the stuff of the ISO media drive because it doesn't fit on this drive right here, which is the newest of the bunch. It's a 2 terabyte My Passport Metal Edition. Again, I wouldn't really recommend spending the money on something like that because it's quite a bit more expensive and you're really paying for the metal enclosure. There's not really much that separates it from the normal My Passport Ultra. So there you go. But the reason why I settled on this one instead of the normal My Passport Ultra is because this was on sale for cheaper than the My Passport Ultra. So that was a real big selling point in my mind. And it looks cool. So if you want it to look cool, if you want it to dissipate heat a little bit better, you can buy that. But if you don't need any of those features, just buy a normal My Passport Ultra. Use both of those to store backups. And that is pretty much the hard drive setup. Wow, I have rattled on for about 15 minutes about something that didn't really matter too much. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.